Heidi-ho, PJTV fans. I'm Andrew Klavan, and I'm here with my co-host, Donald Trump's personal hairstylist and orangutan wrangler. I repeat myself. It's Bill Whittle. Bill, your question today comes from Beacons of Light Among a Desolate World, the PJTV producers. I have to be honest with you. I didn't read that until it went up on there.
Because you couldn't have gotten it out if you knew it was coming.
Spat it out, but good for them for getting it in there. If you could hold one political office, elected or not, what would it be?
It would be Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense, okay.
Absolutely would be Secretary of Defense.
And what would you do, Mr. Secretary?
Well, I'd authorize the full launch of nuclear weapons, all of them. I just get rid of them.
Washington,
we
D.C.?
need new ones anyway. No sense in just scrapping them. They might as well see if these things work or not. No, I really mean it. I think I'd make an excellent Secretary of Defense, believe it or not, because the president, you said in an earlier episode, and it was a hateful and mean thing, and I cried for nights afterwards.
Oh, good.
I cried for nights.
Now I feel like
you said I'm not temperamentally suited to be President of the United States. You're right about that. But I am temperamentally suited to be Secretary of Defense. Okay. Because my theory about the Secretary of Defense and the military is that it should be seen by our adversaries and our foes as a pack of rabid wolves that are straining at the chains. Yeah. And it's only the judgment and the discretion and the sheer sort of evenness of the president that he's able to hold these rabid hounds in check, you know?
That's very smart.
No, it's actually that's how it should be.
Yeah.
It should be exactly that. And so the president should have the Secretary of Defense as an ongoing sort of barking dog that's letting everybody know, don't mess with me. And the president's position, frankly, should be, listen, Vladimir, you keep dicking around like this, and I'm not going to be able to hold this guy back anymore.
Yeah, the bad cop.
He gets to be the good cop, and then you get to be the bad cop. And the reason I actually think I'd be a great Secretary of Defense is because I understand the hardware. First of all, just quickly to the hardware. I understand the hardware really well. I wanted to be a fighter pilot from the age of 5 to 17, and I knew every single jet in our inventory, every single jet and ground vehicle in theirs. I know how nuclear subs, not only how they work, I know their tactics, I know their strategy. I do all this stuff. I live it. I love it. I know the hardware, but I think even better, I understand the mindset, the warrior mindset. I understand these happy warriors and what they need to be effective. And I understand that these guys don't want to come home. They didn't enlist so they could be brought back. They're not, they're not poor, disadvantaged, economically deprived losers. Right. These are fighters, and they want to fight. And when they're deployed, they want to win. I know how to get morale up. And I'll just close by saying this. If I was Secretary of Defense, the thing I would lobby for and aggressively push for the new president would be, this current president has forced so many warriors out of our system by intentionally, I'm not joking about this,
no.
He makes it intolerable for an honorable person to be there. You have to tell us what kind of guns your men have and how many. I will not obey that order. No, I will not. What I would basically do is say, anybody who has left the military in the last 10 years or 8 years, you come back tomorrow with your full rank and with every single day you missed as back pay. Now that would cost millions, if not billions of dollars. But our military is not affected because of the weapons, it's affected because of the warriors. I'd get every single one of those warriors back.
Yeah, good for you. I have to say, it's got to be an improvement over that kind of Colin Powell idea, you break it, you fix it.
Why?
My idea is like,
our job's not to fix it, our job's to break it, that's what we do.
Just break it? I will just say that I should never be allowed to hold any elective or appointed office ever, anywhere. But if I were, it would be anything where I could dismantle the EPA.
Good
anything
for you.
where I could remove it brick by, I would actually be like Super Mario, like just a construction guy pulling the bricks out of the building until it was gone. That would be fine.
Deconstruct it.
If there is a Maoist organization in America that just creates these, how Mao would say, well, you need to grow like 1 billion ears of corn on that acre of land, and the guys would go like, okay, that's the EPA. We're going to cut emissions 50%. Like in what world? How? So I would just like to take that apart. I think it would improve our economy and improve our life and improve, everything about America. I think they are the bad guys.
The classic thing I'll say just in closing is that the attitude I was talking about for the Secretary of Defense is best summed up by a general Curtis LeMay, who really got the bombing campaign in Europe underway. Then he went to Japan, got the fire bombings underway, supervised the nuclear weapons, and he basically started the Strategic Air Command. He basically decided it. And a lot of people said he was a barking mad warmonger, and he was. but LeMay said something I'll never forget. The Strategic Air Command's motto was "Peace is our profession." It was a mailed fist holding a lightning bolt against a background of stars. And some kind of D-bag reporter came up to him and said, "General LeMay, you're in charge of the Strategic Air Command. Your motto is peace is our profession, but I mean, you hold, 2,000 nuclear weapons. You care to explain that to us?" And LeMay turned to him and said, "No, peace is our profession. War is just something we do for kicks." Right?
Excellent, excellent. All right, that's all we have time for today. Let us know what questions you'd like answered by leaving them in the space below. For Bill Whittle and PJTV, I'm Andrew Klavan. Thanks for watching.